welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. Lots happened since we last recorded, so we've got a hell of an episode to get through today. So bear with us, strap yourselves in, and it's going to be a long one. Lots to go over, as I say. We're going to start with the fucking just Alisson. He's a god. I want to marry him. What a fucking moment! Like, that's the first goal I've celebrated properly this season. Like, it was just phenomenal. It was unbelievable.
I felt psychotic when it went in because I just burst out laughing and was jumping and was laughing, then was screaming, then was laughing. Sam come down the stairs and went, "What the fuck's going on?" I was like, "What's going on?" Our goalie has just come up for a corner with the last touch of a ball in the game and fucking scored to give us a chance at the Champions League. I was just like, "Oh right, okay." I'm like, "What do you mean? Oh right, okay." He's fucking scored. It's unbelievable. I think we played well. We deserved to win. It weren't one of them flukes. We actually deserved to win the game. Don't get me wrong, they had a few chances themselves. They did get through the defence a few times, but that's what they're going to do when they're playing counter-attack on football, and we're pressing every man. But I'll be honest with you, I was that close to turning it off for the corner because I think it was our 13th corner.
Something like that,
I don't even think we'd had a shot on target off one of them. And the commentator then goes, "Andy Robbo's leg must be killing him." And then Trent walks over and I'm thinking, right, it's going to be an in-swinger here, not one of them pointless out-swingers. And then I seen Alisson coming up and I was just like, "Oh, I don't know." And I had a little glimmer of hope still. And then the rest is history, innit? That seeing that ball. And you know what? If anyone ever scores a header off a corner or it goes in, you're instantly like, "Who scored that?" But you just knew it was Alisson from the minute it hit the net. It was Alisson, and it was just mad.
Well, I think for me, it was what I said when it was happening is I said, "Alisson, get yourself up there, lad." And then I went to myself, "Well, hang on now. Klopp never sends the keepers up, does he? So it's not happening." And then I seen him going up, and I went, "He's getting his head on this." Didn't think he'd fucking score, obviously, but he's getting this. He's going to make himself a hero here. I was saying out loud, but in my head I was thinking, nah, not a chance. And then it's not even like he's just fucking fluked it and just like his head's just hit it. You know, it's like it's a fucking unbelievable header, lad. He's powered that into the far corner, lad. He couldn't have placed it any better.
If that's any outfield player, you just go, that's goal of the season. The fact that it's a keeper, it's unbelievable. He couldn't have put it anywhere better. It was unstoppable. And as I say, I think just everything he's been through in his personal life and that as well. His form's been under question. We've questioned his form, haven't we? And I did say at the time, like, you've got to put things into perspective that he's kicking a ball and his mind's on other things. But the raw emotion at the end, it was like that was another moment where we believe again. The whole team believed. Salah's little scream, but then for his dad and that, I think it was just pure. Every single player was delighted for him.
Yeah,
and that's what I love seeing with this team is when the togetherness is there again, and even players that aren't playing so well, like Mane and that, they're right there for the rest of them. I think it's boss.
Yeah, it's just one of them moments. I think this season's kind of missed. We haven't had a lot of, obviously, we went on a run of 6 games losing at home, all the injuries and stuff like that. No fans there. This season, in general, not even just for us, but in general, this season has lacked just a big moment that just makes you smile. And look, you're even smiling now, you know what I mean? It just does. You think about it and you smile. I must have watched the goal about 50 times the next day and the same day. Like, I just never stopped.
I'm just having a mad one.
Let him, leave him. You can be part of it. Say hi to Buddy, everyone.
He's found a jug. He's fighting with it.
As long as he's winning, that's all right. He's a red. He's going to win. That's him. You can hear growling in the background, like. But
oh, lad.
Look at crack on. Yeah, like I say, I must have watched that goal about 50 times. It was just, like I say, it brings a smile to your face. And then the interview after it was just like, you were happy for him, you were made up for him. And then, like, we were close to bursting into tears at the same time when he was talking about his dad and stuff like that. And it's hard. It's been fucking tough for everyone, lad, you know, not being able to see your relatives and stuff like that. And then you sort of add Klopp into the mix, not being able to go back and see his family after his mum passed away. and then Alisson's in the same boat, so much more unexpectedly than what Klopp's mum might have been, you know what I mean? And it's been horrendous. And the fact that Alisson, he hasn't missed a game really most of the season. He's had a few injuries, but he didn't miss anything throughout that period, you know what I mean? And
no, he had one game missed, didn't he? And then he was straight back in the squad. And to say, I think when Robbo said after the game, like, we feel everything together. We are a team. We are a bunch of best mates, and what one person's going through, we're all going through. So they were delighted for him. And it is just being, I think, you couldn't write it. If you were writing a script for Liverpool this season after winning the league and everything we felt, you couldn't write this. You couldn't write the manager losing his mother and not being able to see it, Alisson losing his dad, not going to be able to see, the injury list we've got, unexpected injuries, illnesses, COVID. It's fucking the key thing for us as well as the fans, which we have discussed at length, that this team is built to perform for an audience, and without the audience, I don't think they're anywhere near the same. We're starting to see a little bit more of how good they are again, which is nice. And it just so happens that there's fans in the ground again, which is, I think that you can see the intensity from the players, even if it's like 2000, and they're actually looking forward to playing on Sunday because they know there's a crowd there, and you can see that in the previous games.
Yeah. And even like with the Burnley game, obviously we'll touch on that a little bit more in depth in a little bit. But even with that, I think it was 6,000 fans there. None of our fans, but you could tell that they just enjoyed. Like, I bet you the likes of Robbo and like Mane and stuff like that, they loved being booed by them just because it's real. You know what I mean? It's none of this fake shit. Obviously they couldn't hear that, but there was no emotion to the games, it seemed, with no fans there. And now that they're coming back, players are getting booed for diving when he got fucking volleyed in the shin. And it's boss. I've missed it. I've missed getting booed for nothing. It's class.
I think like good players can play under that type of pressure, and they look forward to it. And I think it doesn't matter what the noise is sometimes, as long as there's a bit of noise and you can feel that something you're doing is either upsetting someone or making someone happy. I just think it must feel boss to the players to have it back. So hopefully it's a step in the right direction and we can get back to normal.
Yeah, definitely. But the West Brom game, like you say, I mean, overall, it was a good performance, bar in the first 20 minutes or so. I thought we were poor first 15 to 20 minutes. Obviously, he got caught out for the goal. Reece went forward, got caught out, and they were in. It was a great finish by Kanu, but it was just one of them. We started slow, we were sloppy, and then we just took control of the game, and it was pretty plain sailing from that point onwards.
I just felt like I knew we were always going to score, and then I thought the Salah goal was a bit out the blue, to be honest. It was a fucking great goal, that. And then we missed chances again, and then as got to the 60th, the 70th, and then you get into the 80th, and I was like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Where's it going to come from? But like, we stopped creating as much. We were making wrong decisions, and then that happens, and we deserved it. Don't get me wrong, we totally deserved the win. We gave everything. It just wasn't going our way. It wasn't bouncing the right place and stuff. But I thought it was done, lad. And that's why I think it celebrates the goal. I forgot VAR existed for the first time this season. I just went ballistic, and then I was laughing. But then subconsciously I went, "Ooh, what if?" And then I looked, and not one player gave a fuck. They were all just together. Yeah. And I thought, that's definitely standing this goal, eh?
No, I knew for a fact, as soon as it went off his head, lad, I knew this was one VAR weren't getting near. As much as they might have tried, there was nothing wrong with it. He weren't offside. It was, in swinger. So it was just fucking brilliant. And I had no voice the next day, and I haven't had that for fucking God knows how long. Never from watching the game in the house anyway. But yeah, I had no voice the next day, which made work loads of fun. And then, yeah, like you say, we deserved it. The goal was out of the first goal was out the blue. Bit of a strange one. Shouldn't have been a free kick. Don't know why he's even blew up. No one got touched at all.
To be honest, I thought Fabinho got tripped by their player and he fell into the referee. And when it slowed down, and that's the thing with slowing it down, I didn't see it in real time, and then it got slowed down. I thought he's being scooped there a little bit. It looks like he falls into the ref, and the ref's in the way of him there. But do you know what? It's a fucking, even if it's a drop ball, Fabinho's going to play that pass.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't cross a ball into the box and we score off a header. The ball's put on the floor and he hits it first time. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all he does. It's the exact same as a drop ball, other than it wasn't bouncing.
Yeah, that's the only difference. So, Big Sam, it's always nice seeing him pissed off, and he's always hated us anyway. So, just glad we could piss him off some more.
Can't stand that fucking fat-headed prick.
I don't think anyone can, lad. Even the Blues probably fucking hate him. He's not a likable fucking character.
He's just anti-football and tries to say that he's not. I've never known any. He doesn't play. He's never played for man of the team that plays football from the days of Bolton. And he had Bolton in a system doing exactly what Burnley do. Like, fucking put every man behind the ball and try and counter-attack or score off a set piece. And that's fine. But admit it. Say, yeah, we're shit. And we'll try and count. He's had players like fucking JJ Kocher and that.
And that was the only difference back then.
And you had him touching the ball twice a game.
Yeah. No, you had them flair players, didn't he? You had your Kocher, your fucking Yuri Zorkaev, the odd little player here and there, even, Nicholas Anelka to an extent. These flair players who could sort of turn the game on the head a little bit. But now it's like you literally just got 11 defenders, 2 of which just happen to play up front. And that's about it.
That's what the system is, though. And like, I always argue with my dad about it, and he's like, "Fucking hell, he doesn't play football. He doesn't manage to entertain." Like, there's a difference, though. You manage to entertain and lose every week, like Norwich, or you be a boring bastard and you pick up points along the way and survive. But thankfully, the bastard's gone down, so I'm made up. But
and then he's being
you can't expect West Brom to play Liverpool and try and blow us away or match us for ability. They've got to stick to their system, which is shit football, anti-football, counter-attack. But that's where teams like Liverpool have got to get out of that and win, find a way to win, and that's why we are better teams than them. But at least come out, you fat gravy-titted bastard, and say, yeah, we are boring, and that's how we play. That's how we survive. But, well, he couldn't because he didn't. Made up. I hate him.
And then he quit like a shithouse, which is even nicer. So, no more Big Sam, thankfully.
But you know what, lad? They will be. They'll 100% be another Big Sam because he'll land another job, probably one he's already been at. Probably. Like he does. He's like the fucking circle of life, that cunt. He just goes round and round, like fodder on teams. Goes round and round, waits for them to be shit again. And then he pops up and looks like the saviour. Yeah. By playing anti-football. But I tell you what, Everton might be asking him back if they finish 9th. Carl Fantastico is not so fantastico, is he?
No, but, let's not talk about them. Let's not ruin things. Yeah, so obviously after that we go to Burnley, another tough game on paper. Anyway, again, physical side, play the long ball, get you on the counter. They got one or two decent. They've got better players than West Brom, so they have got a couple that can hurt you. In fairness to them, I think that Chris Wood's a decent striker. He's quite clinical when he's on his day, like. Except that one where he's been 3 yards out and hit the post somehow. Made up there, like. But as I said, you got better players than West Brom. I think we had to perform better than we did against West Brom, and we did. We were fucking absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I enjoyed the performance, and again, I felt like it was always gonna result in a Liverpool win. Trying to think of our first goal now. I was on the ale early.
So it was Robbo on the left-hand side, crossed it in low, and evaded everyone somehow. And yeah, Bobby.
So you got Firmino. Like, again, you could sort of say it was out the blue. It died down a little bit, didn't it? Like, it was attack after attack. Trent had a few opportunities, got in behind a few times. You're just thinking, whack it as hard as you can at goal. Yeah, we had Salah. Salah played well. Yeah. I wanted Salah to score badly.
Just so
to get one, just for the golden boot. Yeah, but again, showed us joy in other people scoring. He can't hide the smile off his face. So yeah, it was made up. The second goal, Nat Phillips, was fucking hell. I'd cheered that like it was my own goal.
I did.
I was absolutely delighted, and I loved him at the end of it when they asked him like, what did you enjoy more, clearing off the line or scoring? And he was like, off the line. It's my job. I thought, that's class, that. But we'll talk about him properly later at length. But anyone who can sit there and criticise that lad for not being the best is a fucking weapon, because he's not the best, and he's not been brought in to be the best. He's been brought in to defend when we didn't have a lot of defenders, and he's done it with all his fucking heart. And I really hope he gets rewarded for it. He has effectively came in and saved our season, because without him, Fabinho's playing centre half and we've got no midfield. So nice one, Phillips lad.
Yeah, and that's it. That's what people aren't getting. I think it's not necessarily the work that he's doing in the back. And don't get me wrong, what he's been doing is fantastic. We've sung his praises a few times on here now. But it's not just that. It is the whole, he's freed up Fabinho to play in midfield. Fabinho playing in midfield frees up Thiago. It's a roll-on effect. You know what I mean? And that all stems from having him in the back. And Reece Williams as well, the last few games, he's come in. He's young. He's going to make mistakes. You've got to accept that. He's come in at the deep end of the season when we've needed to fucking get wins. And in fairness, he's played really well the last few games. Yeah,
do you know what? He makes mistakes every single game, and he will. He's a kid. And I said it last time, him and Phillips are trying to learn off each other. Now, Phillips is like 23, but he hasn't played in a team like Liverpool before. So he's sort of looking, if he looks to his left and there's Van Dijk, and you get a bit of composure and you settle, he's looking and he's seeing a fucking 19-year-old kid who's slow as fuck, gangly, and he's thinking, oh, if he doesn't get that, I've got to get it. And you know what I mean? Whereas the opposite way, it should be, if I fuck up here, Van Dijk will be here, or Gomez or Matip to bail me out. So he's sort of been last in and then become a senior player to look after Reece as well. And Reece Williams is a young kid who's going to make mistakes. But if he was playing alongside Van Dijk, or Phillips was playing alongside Van Dijk, I don't think there'd be anywhere as many. I think it's just nerves. If Van Dijk makes that challenge he made the other day, where he slided it in the air and then got on the end of it, there's
before it even touched the floor,
there's people melting all over the world. Because if that's Van Dijk, like his head when he done it, people are going mad. But because it's Reece Williams, it's not seen. But say they've come in and they've done a job, a massive job, and they've made vital challenges, and even the likes of Phillips there off the line and that. You've got to understand that they are blasting the deep end and they're not going to be amazing. I've said it before, I think Phillips is ready. Reece Williams, in no stretch of the imagination, should be playing at this level at the moment, but he is, and he'll learn from it and he'll grow with it. And if he should be getting loaned out next season and see where he goes. Well, for me, Phillips has got to be rewarded and kept around, because he's 23, and it almost feels like, I think I've mentioned, like when you're playing footy as a kid and a car slows down on the corner and it's probably a nonce, but you're thinking it's a fucking Liverpool scout, so you start running out mad. I feel like it's as if that's how I get the feel of Phillips. They've just seen him and went, actually, he is half decent to him. Let's lash him in the Liverpool team. And he's a 23-year-old lad who's thinking, what the fuck's happened to me? Yeah. 1 minute I'm fucking going over to Germany. I'm left, right and centre. No one's interested. And now I'm playing Champions League and Premier League football. And I think it's a brilliant story and made up for him.
Well, that's it. I mean, there's talk now that we're not going to be triggering Kabak's deal. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know how true it is. It's just rumours at the minute. But because they're happy with, I think, signing this Kanate and then having Phillips being like the 5th choice, 6th choice centre half. To be honest, for me right now, the way he's played, 5th choice, 6th choice shouldn't be an option for him. Like he should be at least. I think because of Matip's inconsistency with injuries, I think he deserves to be ahead of Matip just on that alone, on availability. Matip is a better player than him. There's no doubt about that. Matip's a great player. He's one of them. He's a bit like Sakho. I think you said that last time. A bit like Sakho, looks a bit awkward on the ball sometimes, but is actually a good player. But I think, as I say, because of his inconsistency with injuries and the fact that he's made out of crisps, Phillips.
What he's made out of every time you mention him.
Well, that's it. I've got to try and think of like more weaker materials as the weeks go on because he gets injured getting out of bed. You know what I mean? It's pathetic and it's a shame because he is a good player. But
Just show us your wrist to say.
This one. I'm talking about injuries and I'm fucking sat here on myself.
You're like the Walking Dead, lad. Matip.
I know, yeah.
No, I agree with you though. I think Matip's like, I think he's at the end of his tether now. He's done. We need a player who's going to be consistent. I can't even imagine Phillips getting injured, and he's had a few knocks, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He just doesn't look like the player. But I've said before, if you want to get rid of Matip because of his injuries, you're daft because he's a brilliant player. But you've got to look at him and go, how often is he going to play? What is the point in? If you can get a few mil for him, what is he, 30? And bring in a younger player, and you've got Phillips, Gomez. Hopefully he comes back to his best because even before his injury, I didn't think he was doing much. Thought he was chasing his tail a lot. Van Dijk, hopefully he comes back to his best. And you're talking Van Dijk, Gomez, then Phillips for me.
People are even saying
possibly
Van Dijk, Phillips.
Van Dijk, Phillips.
Yeah.
And it sounds so far-fetched and so mad, and some people will be thinking you live in a dream world, but it's the way I look at it, it's the exact same as Carragher and Napier. You've got a fucking mouth almighty who will edit anything and fight as hard as you can for every single ball against players who would fucking tear you apart week in, week out, but somehow Carragher got the better of most of them in the end. And then you've got the elegant, suave football playing, calm as you like, in your Napier and your Van Dijk. So I'd like to see how that come about. I think it'd be brilliant. It'd
be interesting. I don't think we'd ever lose a fucking header again. There was one point I think I don't know if it was the Burnley or the West Brom game, and the ball is they've tried to cross it from like sort of diagonally from about the halfway line, but it's been low, and Nat Phillips has just jumped and headed it with his face and cleared it, and it knocked a normal person out, lad, and he's just carried on like nothing had happened. And it's just like no one else would think to put their head on that because it's going about 40 miles an hour.
I said on the last one, it was face after the Man United game. I was waiting for him to just start going, oh, Adrian! His face was all bubbled up and red and that. And he was just he just throws his face or his head or his nose, whatever he can stop the ball with. I love watching him, and I have that feeling. And for a while, I remember he used to hate playing Everton because of Duncan Ferguson, and then we signed Napier. And then that was history. He won every header and he'd headed anything. And I get the same feeling where when the ball goes into our box with Phillips there now, I don't have any concerns. I just think he's won it.
Yeah.
He's won the ball. And it's a nice feeling to have because without Van Dijk, we haven't had it. And now, obviously, you can't compare.
Yeah.
But now Phillips is there in terms of the ball going into the box for the header. I'd bet me fucking whole life on Phillips coming out to the other end winning it.
Mad,
and it's funny enough, I was only saying the other day, said to Joshua, what's the match with? It's mad, like how he can win every single header you're off it, but then in the box, going the other way, he's fucking horrendous in front of goal with his head. And then he does that. It was a great goal.
Yeah. No, I think I said to my dad, like, I don't think with him, it's a case of he's never really had to direct the header when he's defending it. It's just about getting his head on it and getting it away. And he's got that approach when it comes to attacking it. Like you see him when he's just come flying across Alisson for his goal, for Alisson's goal. Like literally flew. I know, but I think the fact that he's gone across him rather than above him kind of thing has helped.
Yeah.
And Alisson done well not to sort of take his eye off it, in fairness to him. But no, he's been great. He's been absolutely brilliant for us. And like I say, he's got to be playing at least some part next season. With Matip, would you give him a pay-as-you-play deal?
I don't think I don't think you should punish someone financially because they're not playing. What I would do is I'd offer him. Apparently, Ian Ayre brought that in years ago. That what your wage is, say you're on 200 grand, you get a basic of 75, and you've got the potential to hit the 200. And then you might get 25 grand for playing, and then like 25 grand for scoring, or so much distance covered, or so much fucking passes or whatever, and that's why they wear them vests and that. It's all monitored what they cover and what they do. And apparently he was the one who brought that in, that not pay as you play, but there's your potential wage, and that's your basic wage, and you've got the potential to earn that. Because do you ever remember when Firmino put that ball, was one-on-one with the keeper? Or was it Mane? One of them was one-on-one with the keeper, and there was a rumour that every time he scored 5 goals, he got like $100,000, and he passed it. And everyone was saying that's boss that he's done that, because he's not obviously money motivated. But yeah, see, to massive pay is $50,000 a week, and you can, if you play, you get 75. But look at me, just throwing 75 grand out like Monopoly, like I've got it. No, I like him. I really like Matip. I just think in a squad like Liverpool, you need to have players who are going to be there all the time. And if they're not got, if they're the same with Naby Keita, he's injured again. Apparently, he's done his hamstring in training. What is the point? Like, what's the point? He's never going to get fit ever. Because they're not little. They're not injuries. They're niggles.
They're not like knots.
They're little niggles. Do you know what I mean? Like Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's had proper injuries. He's had proper long-term injuries. Henderson's had long-term injuries. They come back in and they're in there for at least 6, 8. Do you know what I mean? Weeks. Keita's not even kicking a ball and he's injured. He's just injured all the time.
And then he comes back, plays 2 games, and he's injured again. It's like, I like him. I think he's a good player, but I think it comes a point where we've got. I don't know. I don't want to say get rid of him, but have we got to start looking at cutting our losses with him?
Yeah, and it's not through anything. It's not performance-wise. I'd just love him to be a bit stronger. And I remember a conversation. Well, not a conversation with, but a conversation Gerrard had. And he said about Sturridge and how he had to beg Sturridge to play against Man United one week. And he said Suarez would sneak past the physiotherapist so they didn't collar him because he had niggles and he didn't want them to know. And Sturridge would be the first one in the physio's room. And one game, he felt a little something go in the warm-up. And he could do everything as he could. And Gerrard said they had to put him in the corner and say, listen, we need you. And he scored in the first or second minute. We won 1-0. Scored off a corner, I think.
Like third game of the season on it.
I think that's what some players are just happy to sit and earn money, not playing. And I can't see how he gets into that team anyway at the minute. Great option to bring on off the bench, but I just want players that want to play football and want to play for Liverpool, and you've got to get them fit. And unfortunately, we're fucking something's happening in it.
Yeah,
that's
what we all want, isn't it? Obviously, this season's been a bit of a write-off until now, it seems. But this season's just been crazy with injuries, so the rest will do the players good. Obviously, some aren't going to get as much rest as others with the Copa America and the Euros happening at the same time. One player who should get a rest is Trent.
Hopefully, lad.
Hopefully.
And it's hard to say because it's selfish that from our point of view. He'll want to go there. But I just think he comes across like, and I always think about the Liverpool players, like Carragher said himself, you're just not asked about England. If you go, you go. If you don't, it's a rest. Yeah. And I just think our players are different like that. The thought process. He's probably thinking, fucking hell, get me to Ibiza or somewhere. A few pregnant birds, snappy sounds.
No, I think if he doesn't go, I'll be gutted for him on a personal level, because obviously it's his career. He wants to obviously represent his country. From a Liverpool point of view, made up if he doesn't go. I hope he doesn't go. I hope Endo goes. But if Trent doesn't go, I'm not going. And then I hope Southgate goes, hey, Nat Phillips, do you want to play for England? And he just headers him.
But you know what? I was going to say, like, if you are going to be playing games like this where fucking you comparing Reece James and Wan-Bissaka to Trent, then fuck me. Phillips should have a chance of getting in there because he's been absolutely fucking faultless as a centre half.
Well, apparently he's caught Southgate's eye, like, so he's got a little bit of knowledge about him. It seems not much, like, but
he's got no knowledge about nothing.
It's weird, isn't it? Like England managers are never. I don't know who said it. England managers are never good managers. The failed, not out the failed club managers. Look at it. Gareth Southgate was fucking his last job in club football was Middlesbrough in like 2008, and they got relegated. His last season with them, they got relegated. Then
and you've got the likes of Hodgson,
Sam Allardyce,
and fucking Sven-Göran Eriksson.
They had a go. They had a go with Fabio
ones.
Fabio Capello was a good choice in respect of who he was. He was a big figure in the game. He'd won a lot, but it was still shit.
Yeah.
Steve McLaren's another one, you know what I mean? It's like, who the fuck are they?
The problem with England is our media hypes them up to be better than they are, and they believe it themselves.
Yeah.
They believe it. Like, you've got Wan-Bissaka there he's absolutely shit at football, but he's good in one-on-one defensive situations. He's hard to get past. But other than that, his fucking offensive threat is nil. That Reece James, I don't even like him. I think he's fucking pointless as well. I don't know what Trent shouldn't be in a conversation with them. He should be in a little circle training on his own because he's that much superior than them cunts. But he's not, unfortunately, for him. But massive, massive boost for us. England's couldn't give a fuck about them, as you know. You're the same. I hope they get absolutely battered in every competition they go.
Yeah, that's it. I always say with England, I want the Liverpool players to play well. If when it was Sturridge, as I'd say, I want Sturridge to get an hat-trick and England to lose 5-3. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. I want the Liverpool players to do well, obviously, but beyond that, I couldn't give a flying fuck. And I hope they lose every fucking game in the tournament. I hope Scotland battered them in the group. It'd be a laugh. Yeah. Andy Robbo with a last-minute fucking screamer.
I'm just gonna have Jerry Sherman on loop.
Yeah, but I mean, Euros and Copa America, as I say, on at the same time this year, so good for keeping busy while it's pre-season and that.
I won't even show an interest in it. It'll be something I'll bet on, and that's about it.
I like with the tournaments. I like watching the tournaments, like the World Cup and the Euros and stuff like that. It's all the stuff leading up to it that I can't stand with international footy.
See, the Euros, I've never asked me. The World Cup, I always have a little look at that. Like, don't get me wrong. By the time it comes out, I'll have my face painted and that. You know what I mean? But
Scotland,
yeah.
William Wallace and
that. Fucking hell. But be draped in fucking dragons and that. Yeah, come on, King George. But
if you're Jane a kilt in a few weeks, you know why.
No, do you know what, lad? Literally, when you're a kid and you have favourite players and that, like I remember when they done that advert for Torres. I think it was a Nike advert, and he was going, "Oh, lad, it's the best advert ever."
You weren't even a kid then.
Oh no, no. When I was 18, no, but you know what I mean. Like when you love, he was the last player I loved, and I wanted Spain to win everything because of him. I wanted to see him made up. Not so much now because I don't think I've ever loved a player since him because he broke my heart, the little spineless bastard.
Don't say that to him now. You've seen his guys.
Fucking hench. But that advert, do you remember it? The ferry's going with the Spanish flag on and that, and doing tapas and all that in Liverpool. It was brilliant advert, and it gave me shivers. I was like, I hope Spain battered everyone. I want to see him made up. I think now again, I'll have a little look at Spain, have a little look at Thiago. And I'm not really asked, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I'd say I like watching it just because it's a bit of footy, and I'd say it's better than your pre-season friendlies, I suppose. It's got a bit of meaning behind it at least, but I'm not really asked overall. Speaking of Thiago, he's been phenomenal the last 6 or 7 games.
Do you reckon? I love him.
But it's what we've said from fucking all season. He needs to be playing further forward in the midfield. And since he's been doing that, we've said he's not very good defensively. His defensive side has actually improved playing further forward because he's not making as many tackles.
Yeah, but he's defending against players that offensive, if you get me.
Yeah.
When he's further up the pitch. So but he's working hard, and I love that he's come with this attitude that he's just going to fight, and he is. He's kicking fuck out of people and then claiming he's won the ball. with his bulged eyes, and I just love it. He is a snide little bastard, and I like it. But ability-wise, mate, I'm in awe of him when he kicks that ball. He showed it in the first few weeks of him coming until he got his injury, and he was playing in a more settled team. And then we discussed it. You're not going to see the best of Thiago, which we thought till next season when you've got Fabinho and Henderson there. But my God, he's a pleasure to watch kick a ball, lad. And still don't know what he's going to do with it. That someone analysed him and has done a video of that little burst he does, where he drops and he bursts it, he rolls the ball the opposite way.
Thiago turn.
Yeah, lad, I just love him.
He's just a massive. He's so intelligent as a player, and it's a bit like he's like a Xabi Alonso lad, but I think he's probably. I don't know if I'd say he's better than Xabi Alonso, but I think he's more of a combative midfielder than Alonso was. Alonso was a very flair player. He was a joy to watch because he could fucking put the ball anywhere he wanted, lad. And Thiago's the same, but like you say, he's got that fight in him. He'll battle for everything. He's brilliant in the air, which is surprising because he's 4'0". He's just been an absolute joy to watch, lad. Like you say, and some of the passes he picks out, you see it, lad. He'll be looking over the other side to fucking switch the ball, and then he'll play it inside 30 yards, and you're like, what the fucking hell have you just done?
I've never seen a player like him. His vision, the opposite. I don't know how he must have fucking wonky eyes, lad. So he must have like an outturned eye or something, because he will be looking to like the sidelines with his whole body facing that way, and just the inside of his foot spin it over the top, the opposite side of the pitch, and you're just thinking like, we can see that gap on the telly because it's massive, and you're like, fucking hell, play it there, and he does, and you're like, wow, he's done it. And it's just, he's a joy to watch, and I can't wait to see him in a settled team next season. Said to you the other day, like, it must be hard for him when he's coming in and the attackers aren't in form, or they're injured or whatever, and he's not playing alongside the players he was brought in to play alongside, and he's having to do a more defensive role than a flair. Must have annoyed him, but he didn't sulk. He plodded on and he fought, and I think without him, we haven't created half as much as we would have done. He's been immense, and he doesn't get the credit because he doesn't get the direct assists and he doesn't score much, but he sets up a whole passage of play on his own, and that's the problem with football fans today, is if it's not an assist or it's not a goal, you haven't played the game. But no one's seen him fucking touch the ball 200 times, and every pass is like into space that can create something. I love watching him, and he makes you analyse the game more.
Yeah, he does.
Because you're looking for why he's done. He makes you dissect the game down and go, why has he played that pass, and why has he put it in that position? Because he's so clever. You want to learn from him. You're thinking like this, like he sees little squares, and he tries to put the ball in that exact square, and like, that ball over the top of the day, I think it's Trent.
Oh, and Trent headed it.
Headed it across, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think, fucking hell, why have you even thought to play that pass like out the blue like that? And he's just quality. I like Thiago.
He's been unbelievable. He's been fantastic, and I just can't wait to see that fucking Thiago, Fabinho, Hendo midfield next season.
It's going to be something there.
It's just, it's going to be class.
But it's also exciting. Like there's talk, like it's mad how fickle football is. You've got loads of injuries. I think I've said it before, and people have said, "I'm gone." Wait till such a body's back. Our squad's shit. Our first 11's brilliant, and our squad's shit compared to Man City's. But then you see Oxlade come on and do what he done the other day, and you're like, he's not shit. And then Shaqiri's done it, came on and done shit, done bits, sorry, not shit. And you're thinking, if you can keep them to and build a decent bench, and then you're looking at, you've got Curtis Jones and potentially Naby Keita in the middle. You've got a Phillips or a Gomez on the bench as well, and you can bolster that a little bit. A Jota or a Firmino on the bench. It's not a bad squad as you think it could be, but we've just been hindered massively this season, and I just can't wait. Hopefully Sunday goes well and we get to play Champions League footy next season, and be full strength.
Well, that's it. I mean, a few weeks ago, we were all saying we can't wait for the season to end. And now we're in a position, we're fucking in the top 4 going into the final day. And it's like Sunday needs to fucking hurry up and get
I
here.
know. But
This
it's nice
season's
to be
just had so
excited
many
again.
twists and turns, hasn't it? Yeah, it is. It is nice to be excited, you're right.
And that's what I say, football is fickle, because when your team's not doing well, it's going to be interesting, not asked. And then they play and they win and you're fucking buzzing again. And that's just the way football is. Obviously, when it's not going well, it's not as enjoyable. And I literally fucking have sleepless nights over it. If we don't play well or you're not looking forward to a game, it's horrible. But
yeah,
I can see like a little bit of light around the corner now. And like, when Klopp got asked the day, like if you get in the Champions League, and he said it'd be one of my biggest achievements, I think we know that. I've fought the corner most of the season. I've had little fucking meltdowns here and there, like, but I've said you could not have wrote the script for everything that's happened, and the fact that we're still in with a chance of being in the elite competition next season, I think is applaudable. Because realistically, if that happens to any other team, if that happens to Man United, you're talking fucking bottom half. Like bottom half, struggle like fuck. If it happens to City, they'll just play the B team, who are better than fucking 15 of the Premier League teams, you know what I mean? They'll just do that. That's why I hate them so much. Do it to Chelsea, they implode. Do it to Everton, they're playing Championship football next season. It's no other team could handle it, and no one's got a manager other than Liverpool and Man City who would get you out the shit like that.
Yeah.
And I think Klopp should just be, I'll be honest with you, he should be up there for Manager of the Year if we get top 4. Because to get through this, and especially without the fans, when, as I say, he's built a team to perform for fans, everyone knows how unique our fans are in certain situations, and he's pulled us out the shit somehow.
Yeah. No, you're right. I completely agree. It will be one of his biggest achievements. And you can kind of half understand Mourinho saying getting a United second place in the league was one of his biggest achievements. You can kind of understand it a little bit now.
Yeah, you don't want to agree with it because he's
no, you don't. But you see where he's coming from, especially after the season we've had, like you say. So I'm looking forward to Sunday now. I really am. I think 10,000 fans in the stadium makes a massive difference, and just hopefully go out there, get the job done.
Just hope it's the proper fans in the stadium, for fuck's sake.
Well, they're all season ticket holders, aren't they? So it's all they've been in a ballot. I think the only thing I've seen with it is the ones who went to like the 2 games in December couldn't be in the ballot for this one, which is fair enough, I suppose. Like
I've seen a load actually. It was as if Liverpool purposely picked quite a few of them because there was loads like mates and that on Twitter were just all sharing. Congratulations, you're in. So that'll be good. So hopefully it is. Hopefully it's fiery and the fans show how much they've missed it, because so far it hasn't been anywhere near like I've expected. You're still seeing the dickheads on the phones recording fucking corners and that. You're thinking, just go and enjoy the match. You haven't been there for 18 months. Go and fucking watch the game of football and sing your bastard heart out until you can't breathe, because that's what you should be doing. And that's what the only positive of this bastard virus is, that it gave us all a chance to realise how much we miss little things. You know what I mean? And you should be going that match and bouncing around with a fucking smile on your face no matter what, and singing your heart out and enjoying it. But we'll see. I think we will. I think they will.
Yeah, I think they will. And I think it's going to sound like there's more than 10,000 in there. I think it's got to be. We need that atmosphere. We need the proper Anfield atmosphere as much as 10,000 fans can do it. And I'm looking forward to it. I
hope they welcome the coach as well.
Yeah,
even just as a right, we won the league last season. We're no longer champions, but it's the first time these fans are able to applaud them. So I hope that they welcome the coach and they give them a little tiny bit of a taste of what it would have been like if they'd done a parade. And I hope that there's some sort of plan for Klopp and his team to walk around the pitch with the Premier League title before the game, because after it, Man City are lifting the league title and it's stupid. But go and show them that we did win the league for them, and that, you know, then that's it. That's over. That season's over then. We're no longer champions. Fuck the talk of any parade. No fucking celebrations, lifting cups and that because we haven't won them. Let's concentrate on getting in that Champions League and then celebrate that at the end of the match, hopefully.
Yeah. And we'll win it next season anyway, so it's not long to wait, is it? It's only another 12 months.
I'll be honest, I'm confident in next season, lad. So I don't think when people go to me like, why do you hate Man City so much? Because it's fucking horrible to watch a team get bummed by all the press and all the commentators and be adored for being money merchants. Like, I understand the loving with Leicester when they won it and the way we won it with sheer passion, determination, last minute winners, proper won it. Do you know what I mean? We took the absolute piss. We played the best football. We had the best manager, the best fans. Everything was like connection to football. It was pure passion. They are mercenaries who can just open a checkbook and pay what they want. They're getting investigated for cheating and they just pay them off. They just, all right, we'll fine you. Give us some of your dough and we'll do it again next season. That's why I fucking hate them. I hate them more than I've ever hated Man United. Because I hated Man United because Ferguson and his little red whiskey bastard nose was fucking brilliant at what he done. And he manipulated the press and he manipulated the league and he manipulated other managers and other teams. But his team is talented based on him. And whether Man City have got Guardiola or fucking Sam Allardyce, give them an open checkbook and they're going to win. And that's why I hate them.
Yeah. And I love your description of his little red whiskey bastard nose. The bastard threw me off, I'm not going to lie. No,
do you know what?
I agree with you though. I agree.
I hated him all my life because I respect him. Now he's gone, I respect him. I hate that. And I said about the Man United one, they're singing mad shit about Liverpool, and we've done it to them. And that is, we have got a rivalry with Manchester United. There's no rivalry with Man City. I couldn't give a fuck what Man City fans are up to. They don't interest me. They're just mercenaries. No, you've got the odd few who used to go when they were shit, but they've all been replaced with tourists now. The proper fans aren't interested. But I hate everything that club stands for and how they can be put in the same bracket as the likes of us and Arsenal and that when they won it. And Man United back then. Don't get me wrong, Man United was spending money, but they were spending like 30 million on Rio Ferdinand back then. That wins your titles, that one signing coming in because it's better than anything that's out. They're going out and buying everyone. They're just spending fucking 60. What do you pay for that Aki? Just because he was half decent, 40 mil, 50 mil.
40 mil, yeah.
And like, it's just fucking pathetic. They just throw money at anything. And if you keep doing that, I believe something that happened to Chelsea, eventually you'll crumble a bit and you'll go through a passage where it's not all fucking rosy. And hopefully we're the ones to take over when it happens. But without COVID, I thoroughly believe we dominate for fucking years under Jurgen Klopp. Absolutely. Without all this shit, without the injuries, we dominate. And I think, what are we? We're the worst champions of all time ever, which we're not. But they're 17 points above us.
Mm-hmm.
And they finished the league 18 points behind us last season.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how that works.
No. But that's rival fans for you. We know how much they all hate us. They hate us doing anything good, which just makes us happier. It really does. So I'm made up. Let them label us the worst champions ever. We know it's not only just bullshit, but it's just factually incorrect. It's like Chelsea finished 10th the last time they won the league. Oh, sorry, the time
stupid, but
they finished 10th. United finished 7th when the last time they won the league. You know what I mean?
But it's the way the press jump on it, and like the press were licking our ass when we won the league. And they were loving it. They were made up for the fans and the passion, and because it felt real. It was the same with Leicester when it's won on merit and they've been rewarded for the work they put in. Man City just buy what they want when they want, and they get away with it. And I say I could go and manage them, and I reckon I'd win something at least. Yeah,
definitely. And to be fair, I know it's not exactly the same, but I do it on Footy Manager every now and again. So honestly, lad, I'll throw. Who did I threw like fucking Dedrick Boyata, ex-player of theirs, as their manager on it, and he fucking won the league like 3 times in a row. Like I say, I know it's not nearly the same, but it just goes to prove Football Manager is very analytic based. You know what I mean? It
So that's
uses
just a
real
simulation,
stuff.
isn't it?
Yeah. So
Oh,
it just goes to prove it could happen in real life. Like you say, they could appoint anyone in world football. They could go to League Two and get the manager who's just finished 24th there and bring him in, and he'd win the league. At
but I
least
said
one.
it about Guardiola when he was manager of Barca. Like 90% of managers are going to do all right there when you've got that academy that have brought through them players, and you've got your Iniestas and your Xavis and your fucking Messis, and then you're going out and getting Ronaldinho and stuff like that. Anyone's fucking winning with that team. It's fucking hard not to. You'd be fucking be harder not to win than it would to win. They were a self-managing team. They've all, even from the likes of Puyol and that, they've all been together for years. They're a self-efficient, self-managing team. You don't have to tell them anything. You make a few tweaks here and there. Bayern Munich were the exact same again.
Yeah.
Just a fucking machine. Whoever's in charge of the machine they're just a fucking, they're puppeteers basically. You're just there to make a few decisions and they run themselves. And Man City's the exact same now. Now, don't get me wrong, Guardiola's a fantastic manager. And what he's done at Man City is good. But I think it's highlighted way too much, because I think most managers could do what he's done in them situations. Let's see him take a team from 8. Let's see if he could do that. Let's see if he could work on the budget Jurgen Klopp worked on when he hasn't got an open checkbook and he hasn't got the best team that's already there. Let's see if he can come into that and work with it. I don't think he could.
No, I agree. But yeah,
I've flipped there, haven't I?
I know, yeah. I haven't got I haven't even got a response to you. You've said everything already, you bastard.
I just hate them.
Yeah, I get it, but that's why we buzz off them, because they're trying to generate this rivalry that doesn't exist, and they think they're relevant because they're winning leagues and they've got into the first Champions League final and stuff like that. Yeah, fantastic, congratulations. Arsenal got into a Champions League final fucking 16 years ago, didn't do fuck all. Chelsea, it's one of them. These clubs, they sort of come and go. And I was made up. Leicester won the League Cup, the FA Cup, over Chelsea.
I was.
I'm not a big fan of Leicester. I think the way they done Ranieri after they won the league was just fucking horrible. Regardless of where they were in the league, but I was made up they won it because I just think fuck Chelsea, and that's all I think about City now. Just fuck them. Like United.
It's the first time I've enjoyed VAR because that was a goal.
But I'm made up as well because it was Ben Chilwell against Leicester who he fucking bought him from, and he just celebrated like he fucking hated Leicester and wanted to piss in the stadium.
Yeah, but to be fair, lad, and this is, I'll be honest with you, that's something I totally loved, because I don't understand why players don't celebrate when you've scored. Like, it's one of them. You've just scored in the FA Cup in the last kick of the game. You're going to celebrate, aren't you?
I know, but that's what made it sweeter.
Didn't.
That's what made it sweeter. Like, I'd expect any player to celebrate the way Ben Chilwell did, but the fact that it was Ben Chilwell against his old club celebrating, he's just equalised in the fucking FA Cup final, and then they go, hey, nah.
No, it just because you're level.
Yeah.
Tough side.
Well, Carragher's already said that this season. Level doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Speaking of Carragher, there's a few things I want to talk about anyway, now that we've sort of covered the games. Carragher is one of them. So we've talked about Carragher a little bit on this over the last year or so, and we've both kind of said he has become a bit of a sky dickhead. But I think the fume. What else you call him? No, but he's become a bit unbearable in a way. But I think some of the shit he's getting on there at the minute is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. He's saying the slightest little fucking tiny negative thing about Liverpool, which is just a fact. It could be a fact. It could just be pointing out the obvious, and people are going, he fucking hates us. He's doing this. He's doing that. It's like, what are you on about? He said Liverpool haven't played that well in the first 20 minutes, and people are going, he hates us. Get him out, kick him out. Like, if we play shit in the first 20 minutes, I'd expect anyone to say that. You know what I mean? It's just some of the shit he's getting at the minute is over the top.
I think social media is like a platform, and I always believe this, that whatever Scousers are doing sets a trend, and I think we were affected by it first when he was coming out and he was making that snide little remarks and about certain players. I've said it for a while, like who would you choose, Mane and Salah and all that. He's made little snide remarks, and we pick up on it first, and we're like, cheeky bastard, he shouldn't really be doing that. Now, because we've started it, and we're sort of over it, and going, right, yeah, to be fair, he's saying we're playing shit at a time we're playing shit. He's saying we're underperforming and our mentality's gone at a time that we're underperforming and our mentality's gone. And he's hitting nails on the head in honesty, because that's what he does, his job. He analyses everything. And don't get me wrong, if I was a Liverpool fan, as I am, and he had to analyse it and talk about it, I'd pull some strings, I'd pull some stuff back, I'd defend them a bit more than Carragher does. And I would. Even there's been times where he's gone like, you can't blame it on Van Dijk. No, but well then discuss the roll-on effect of Van Dijk then, Carragher. Explain why it's not Van Dijk, and we're not blaming Van Dijk. We're blaming the 5 centre-halves being out and our centre-mids playing centre-back. Say that to the media. Say that on camera so everyone can get what we're feeling, because you're meant to be one of us, and he didn't. But what I think's happening now is that the other lot, are trying to like ridicule him to make them feel better, as if Scousers are all going to go, wow, you're right there, mate. And now we're going, what a dickhead, shut up. Stop having a go with Carragher, because he's one of us. He's just been bang on most of the time, and sometimes you don't like to hear it. Sometimes you don't like getting told you shit when you shit, and it's fucking hard to take. I hate it. Yeah. And you will defend everything. Sometimes you got to take a step back and go, to be fair, that game there, when we lost, we were shit, weren't we? So just, well in, Carragher, thanks. But yeah. I do think he should defend us a bit more than he does. But you can't deny that goal the other day for Alisson, without Carragher there, my telly's getting smashed up because of fucking that other prick.
Yeah, same.
As you said, like, the goalie's just scored, and you swear he was at a funeral. It was like a David Attenborough commentating on a funeral. That's what it sounded like. And it was just, what the fuck? And then Carragher's going, and I thought, that we needed that.
That's it. Carragher's just fucking came in Martin Tyler's eye, and fucking Martin Tyler's like, oh, and he's got it. It's like, he's got it. Martin, it's the fucking goalkeeper, you soft prick. Sort your head out.
Fucking terrible, lad.
But no, I think but my dad's the same at the minute, and he doesn't even know what Twitter is, so it's nothing to do with that with him. But he's the same, lad. I think at one of the other games, Carragher was commentating on it, and he goes something like, it was just something as simple as Liverpool haven't started the best yet, and he just goes, shut up, you fucking dickhead. And I just got to him, he's not exactly lying, is he? He's fucking, we have started shit. But that's what it is, and it's just I don't get it anymore. I understand it, like you say, like the mentality midgets thing was a fucking mad one. That was weird.
Just shout away. I tagged Sky saying he shouldn't be ridiculing midgets, sack him. But at the end of the day, like, that's his job. He's got to cause a bit of a stir as well, but unfortunately he's causing it with his own. Yeah. And he should be riling others up like Neville does. Yeah. Neville. But that's what made the show great, is that Carragher was pure Liverpool and Neville was pure United. But it doesn't stop them being able to be honest and say when the shit or when the other one's good, and that's just the way it is. But
you see Carragher in, like, behind the scenes and stuff like that, and like while the games are on, and you see him, I can't remember what game it was, he's fucking putting his tie on or something, or putting his mic on, and he's just like, we're gonna win the league, and he's just singing it to himself, lad. You know what I mean? And it's just
he's
little
a proper
things
fan,
like,
and that's why you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, like if you go to any pub and you'll have people who've got Liverpool tattoos on the back and on the back of their heads and on the face and that, and they're going, that's fucking shit, that's shit. That's all Carragher's doing, is he's having an opinion and a genuine feeling about what's going on. We all do it. We all don't all just sit there going, oh, great Liverpool. My dad does. Could be getting beat 8-0 in a Champions League final, and my dad will go, we'll win this. What? But to be fair to him,
90th minute.
Istanbul, lad, I was fucking close. I bit my arm, was biting my fingers off, was nearly crying. Said there's going to be 7. Said to me dad, going to be 7-0 this, and may God strike me down. He said, we'll win this if we score before the 55th minute. And I think we scored the 54th, 56th and 60th. And we said we scored in the first 10 minutes before the 55th minute. We'll win this. And my eyes went to the back of my head like the Undertaker, and I just thought, what is this dickhead talking about? I'm 14 years old, I'm in my first Champions League final, and I've got this fucking lunatic telling me from 3-0 down against one of the best teams ever to play football that we're going to win. And little did I know, he was going to be right. Still reminds me about it today.
Yeah, fuck it, I'm going to watch Istanbul in a minute. I made up this year's final isn't going to be there, by the way. That would have killed me off.
Yeah, fucking hell. I love, though, that they still keep putting Gerrard and Benitez in that up.
Yeah. That's it. Or you see all the fume on like Twitter and that, don't you? Why are they showing Liverpool winning? Because it's like, well, that was the last Champions League final there. They're not going to show one that was in fucking Moscow, are they, you prick?
Mad lad. But it would be, if that was the other way around, I'd be livid.
I know, but the difference is, when we get into another Champions League final, we've got multiple ones to show of us in a Champions League final. City haven't got any. Chelsea have got 2 and they lost one of them. You know what I mean?
Thanks to a slip.
Thanks to, John Terry.
But I hope Chelsea, for one night only, get possessed by the fucking devil himself and absolutely batter them to a pulp. I hope they kick fuck out of them. And I hope they batter them. But in all honesty, I think it'll be an absolute walkover for City. I think they'll piss it.
You say that, but they only played each other a couple of weeks ago, and Chelsea played a lot better than City. Yeah, fair enough. City much pretty had the league wrapped up already, but Chelsea come from behind, turned it around, got the win. So who knows? I think Chelsea.
Fingers crossed, lad.
Under this, Tuchel has done well with them, in fairness. I think they've got a good chance.
I don't even think I'll watch it.
I probably won't watch it. No, tell a lie, I probably will, just because it'll be on. If City win it, I will be turning it off. I'm not going to say I'm going to smash my telly up, because that's just stupid. But, yeah, they'd be getting turned off.
It's like watching the two lads you hate in work shagging your bed. The two lads you actually hate and think, I'd pay to see you run over.
Yeah.
And imagine them with your bed, with your little diamond.
It's kind of like one who actually probably could steal your bed if you tried, and the other one who's like ugly, and you think, well, let's just have a fucking go. Chelsea are that one. You know what I mean? For the final. Carragher, just leave him alone. He's a dead, fucking through and through.
Leave Carragher alone.
What else did I want to fucking bring up? The new kit.
Shit.
I mean, first of all,
support local business instead.
So, I am gonna ask your opinion on it in a minute. But my first question about it is, are you actually asked?
I'm asked in the sense of it's shit. Nah, seriously. I think they done it last season. Nike is an absolute fucking con. It's the price of it, 60 quid for what's deemed as a black version of the kit for a child. 60 quid for a child's top. That's not even the top the players wear. And it's 85 quid for the top that replicates the ones the players wear for a kid. £85 for a fucking child's top, plus £30 for shorts and 15 for socks. But then, see, every kid in this city particularly wants the kits. Red or blue, they want the kits. Now, you're putting parents in a situation where they might have to pay £100 for a kit that's going to get classed as black by their mates, because they're all in the one with the little rubber bits on and the air holes that the players wear, and this kid's rocked up in the fancy dress version from Smith's, and that's what it's like. I don't get how they get away with it. I think it's fucking shocking.
It is.
So that's my honest opinion with it. I think they should fuck it off, charge 120 quid for a kid's kit and leave it for 2 seasons and have one version of it, and that's fine. That's fine, do that. But to charge parents that much, and it's not just parents, it's fucking grown men. And I'm 30, and when I start playing footy, if there's a kit that I particularly like, I'd get the top but I wouldn't be spending, 85. I'd have to wear 3 kids' tops to fit me. I'd have to sew them all together. So imagine how much the adult ones are.
Fucking hell. No, but that's why people end up getting them from these fucking Chinese fucking websites and that, lad. And you see people with them fucking 3 months before they're even out because they're getting them for 30 quid on some dodgy website and that. But that's what it's forcing people to do. But I don't blame them in the slightest. You know, we mentioned it on our very first episode, funny enough, because we done that the day the fucking this season's kit got released. And
Did we like this one?
I think we liked it a bit more than the new one, like. But I'm not asked. I've said it many times. I've probably said it on the fucking very first episode. If it's got a live bird on, I don't give a shit what it looks like, to be totally honest with you. It's always nice to go, oh, that's a nice kit, but I'm not really asked.
I just think you get the feeling that a certain kit just makes you feel better and look better as a team, and you look a bit more like that dark blood red one we had on the New Balance was an absolute belter.
Colour.
Yeah, and then the one we won the league in was nice, but then, you know, I just think you want your players to look boss, and they're gonna look like a fucking firm of pansies and that thing. But I'm not asked what they look like on the pitch. They're not going to look the best. Can be better than football than most other teams yet. So fucking put a bin bag on. Who gives a fuck? I'm just asked about the cost for the other people.
Yeah, no, that's scandalous. That, like, I did see a picture of it, like, you know, when they do the like match, like previewing the match thing on Liverpool, and there's a picture of Salah in the kit, and I think it's going to be another one of them where it'll look better once it's on the players and the playing in it, kind of thing.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad on Salah, but he makes everything look fucking royal. He's just one of them people. Everything looks fucking sound on him.
Yeah, I suppose.
So I'm not really arsed, lad. I just wish. I don't think the club have much to do with it. It's all through Nike, I think.
They want to.
Apparently, we only get 20% of it anyway, or something like that. So it's all their decisions. But I just don't know how the fuck do you land a job for someone like Nike and bring that out? Like, there's at least 40 people on Twitter who've brought out a better version. Some fella just changed the colour from the collar and the arms to white, and it looked better.
Someone's done it, like, changed it to black and had all the collar and the lines white and that, and it looks sick.
Did it look good? Yeah.
Yeah, it looked boss.
I just don't get the reference of it's meant to be something to do with Shankly, isn't it?
Is it? I did see someone comment on something saying, like, it's a throwback to the old days or something like that. So I don't know if we fucking used red and orange before, but I don't recall anything myself.
I've never seen it.
But again,
in my life.
I think, to be honest, the away kits that are rumoured both look brilliant. I think they're both really nice.
I've seen a white one with like
the white one.
Mate, it looks like someone's fucking brought that up after a night out. It's fucking horrendous.
I reckon it looks
but
nice.
Again, I'm not asked.
The yellow one, if that gets brought
up. Plain dark red and white, green or black. That'll do. Or yellow. Just bring a fucking nice kit out.
Yeah. The yellow one that I've seen as the third kit or the away kit looks boss, to be fair. Like.
So I think that red one would look boss black with the lines white, a white lava bird and white Nike. And that would look nice. But I'm not asked. I'm not going to buy it. Wouldn't have been buying it anyway. So I just wish they brought one version of it out. And this third kit thing as well. Like, fucking hell. Don't bring them out. Don't release them for people to buy.
It's 3 kits every season. And then we done that fucking weird jersey thing as well last season, didn't we? Or this season, rather, still. Where it was like more like a baseball jersey, I suppose. And it didn't have the sponsor on and that.
Don't get me wrong, they're not tying no one down and saying, fucking give us your money, give us your money. They're not doing it. Kids will be begging for it. And I remember every year when I was a kid, my mum and dad couldn't afford the kits, and our team got me every kit for fucking years. Like, and you sort of just expect it. It just becomes the norm. And then I got to like 13 and come home on kit day one day, and my mum was like, "Tina's at, you're 13 now. You're starting. You're 13 and you're a bit of a fat cunt, so you're not fitting in kids' kits anymore, mate." And you can't afford an adult one. So I was like, I fucking haven't got the kit. And I was wounded.
It's like that first Christmas when your mum and dad don't get your advent calendar, innit?
Fucking wounded, lad. Stan, fucking Mike the Santa now. Complaining. But no, yeah, it's it's hard to accept when it's kid day and everyone's excited and you can't wait to come home. I used to love it. I used to come home and it was a see-through bag, which I don't fucking see the point of surprises being in see-through bags, but with like frosty see-through with the large bird on
I remember
LFC.
it, yeah.
And it used to be there every year for me. And then this one year, it wasn't.
Yeah, and then there'd always be that cunt the next day in school who's got it as his P kit already, and you're like, I hate you, I want you to die.
I think I might have been that kid though.
You probably were, like.
And then the school
in fairness, I do still think that on the regular, in fairness, so...
But no. even like school discos and that, lad, you'd have birds in little dresses and we'd be in footy kits with shin pads on and goalie gloves and that. Sick. I still go to town like that every now and again.
It was a simpler time on it, fucking hell.
The AstroTurfs on, a pair of jeans.
Fucking hell. I can vouch for him, he does as well.
Fucking hell, that Dean Rowlands and that, lad. Fucking sick kid.
Hi, Dean. So, yeah, last game of the season, we've touched on it a little bit. Let's talk about it properly. Roy Hodgson's last game for Palace seems fucking, the narrative is written for him to spoil our day.
To be honest, he's nearly spoiled us before when he was in charge of us, so I don't think he can beat that. I think there's a lot of hate going towards Roy Hodgson, and I think it's a bit snarled. When he was the manager, some of the shit he come out with, it was a bit Sam Allardyce-esque. It was like, come on, just say your shit. Be honest, say we're shit, and that was shit, and you're a bit embarrassed. Like Klopp would now. No, remember that when we lost to Everton? I think we lost 2 or 3-0.
2-0.
2-0. That's the best we've played. Are you fucking real? Are you real life? You owl-faced bastard. But now, I'm over it.
Yeah.
He got put in a job that was way above him. I don't think he realised how big a job it was. And it fucking failed miserably. And that's the end of it for me. Wish him well. He's had a fantastic career as a manager. He's given everything to the game. And fair play to him. I just hope he goes out fucking depressed because we've battered them. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
No, he's done well. He's kept a pretty mediocre Palace side in the league for, a few seasons. And really, they haven't got many good players, I think, outside of like Zaha and Eze. I think they're quite a poor squad, but they do a job, they do well. So fair play to him, yeah. I'm over it. He was there for 6 months, and thankfully he didn't do any lasting damage to the club. So it's one of them. You get over it, don't you?
It is what it is. It's finished, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a failed experiment.
But it's sort of. I wish they hadn't fucking announced that before we played them. Because that's the killer. Do you know what I mean? But we've just got to turn up and win. Whoever the manager is or whatever's happening, we've just got to turn up and win. And it's going to be a hard game because they're going to. I fucking hate Palace as well. I hate everyone other than Liverpool.
I hate everyone.
I hate Palace. I hate them. I just hate them. And there's obviously reasons why. But that fucking. They always just see the one to put the final nail in our fucking coffin.
I know.
And I hate them. But I'm saying fuck all about the result.
Yeah. To be fair, we haven't done one in a few weeks and we've fucking been lost. We shouldn't have done this. Try everyone. No.
Fold it.
No, I'm not even fucking gonna chance a prediction. I'm not even touching it. I just hope.
I will. Salah scored.
No,
3.
Fuck off.
Salah scoring 3. But I did say the other day that he'd scored 2 against Burnley and scored a winner against Palace. But now I've changed my mind, and Salah's scoring 3 and wins the Golden Boot.
Hopefully, that'd be nice. That'd be a nice way to round off the season for him on a personal note. What do you make of Leicester, Tottenham? Personally, as shit as Tottenham are, I can see them winning.
Yeah, I can. I can see. I feel like Leicester have just ready to party now. Went for the FA Cup and fair play. I think they'll lose points. I think it'll be a draw at least. But it is our own, and they've got their fans back, so it's going to be one of them. Tottenham aren't used to playing with decent fans anyway, so the noise might scare them a bit. So you don't know how it's going to go. Realistically, I would expect Tottenham to get something out the game. In terms of us, I just hope we turn up with no no arrogance, and we're willing for a dogfight, and we fight them and play our footy. We really could do with fucking an early goal though. We could do with a little early boost of confidence, that because you know what it's like, the fans will get in and they'll be delighted for 10 minutes, and then it'll go a bit stale, be a bit of a stalemate, and they'll have everyone behind the ball, and then the fans will be a bit more quiet, a bit less vocal, and that's out, and then that sort of makes its way onto the pitch then, and players are starting to think like, come here, fucking give us something. But as Klopp said before, they've got to give something to the fans, and the fans got to give something back, and that's how it works. But I just hope we can do something early, even at the bar, have a fucking go down the box, potential penalty, just something to just lift the fans early.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
then steamroll them.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Like I say, I'd love Salah to get the golden boot. Just only because he's up against Harry Kane now. Like, if he was up against anyone else, I wouldn't be as arsed, but I hate Harry Kane. I absolutely hate the cunt.
I hate Harry Kane, but I think Salah deserves recognition for this season, and I think he's been absolutely outstanding for us. I think it's unbelievable that he doesn't get as much credit as some of the other players that have played for us, even some of the players that play there now. He's one of the best players. He's going to go down as one of the best players that's ever played for us. And it's not being dramatic or overhyped. He's fucking incredible. The stats are incredible. And he doesn't seem to break a sweat. He doesn't seem to have a performance where he's just non-stop and relentless, but he just pops up in them moments. Like that West Brom goal the other day, that's out of nothing. How's he even thought on to shoot from there and score and put it where he puts it? It's just, he defies the odds sometimes, and he deserves the credit. So I hope for him, he gets an individual award, and if he gets it, it's because we've won the game as well. But he showed on a personal level that he's not self-centered, and that he is about the team. And that's what a few times I've said to you, he's the greedy one, but he hasn't been recently. And I think that's what we're scoring more goals because of it.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a good game, and hopefully a great way to finish off a weird season. I think as I said, we'll all be glad to see the back of this season, but let's hope we can end it on a high note and get the win. One thing I did want to touch on as well before we finish off, looks like it could be Gini Wijnaldum's last game for us. You've obviously been a big critic of him this season. Me, in recent weeks, I have been more critical of him as well myself, I'm not going to lie. On genuine now, are you going to be sad to see him go if it is his last game?
Yeah. No, I'll be honest with you, right? I'm not a big fan of Wijnaldum. I haven't been for fucking hell for a year or possibly a year and a half. Seeing him come on the other day and change the game, and you see what you miss pressing-wise when he's not there, which we haven't had the option to see because he plays every bastard week. Yeah. And I think the other day I realised, was it against West Brom?
Yeah, I think he come on late against West Brom.
He come on against West Brom, and we just looked a lot more relentless, like pressing them. He defends so well, which I watched the video of him the other day, and it breaks down every passage of play in individual games where he breaks down the play, does his little mad spin and gets off. And I don't think we realise, because he's not a flair player and he's not a magician and he's not very technical. I said it to you months ago, he's a bit like Haman. Like, he's just there and he just does his job and he doesn't really get much praise for it. And you realise exactly what he does when he's not there. And I think I noticed that the other day. So, yeah, as a person, from obviously video clips and that, I think it'd be a massive loss in the changing room. I think the lads love him. I think he's got a great relationship with the fans, and the fans will miss him. I think as a player, in the role he does, where it's like the invisible man, I think he'll be missed, because when he's not there, you see that he's not as invisible as you think, if you get me.
Kind of like what used to happen with Henderson. Yeah,
it's just like he looks like a passenger, but then you dissect his game down, you see where he stopped at. He's filled a gap so the ball can't be passed that way, and it gets passed another way, and we win possession. It's like the opposite of what Thiago does. The way Thiago's not involved in direct goals and assists sort of thing. He makes it happen. Whereas Wijnaldum, he might not necessarily block the actual ball, but he blocks the passage of play going into a certain area, and it results in them having to go another way and find another route, and then that stops their attack essentially. Do you know what I mean? In the end, so I think he'd be missed, and I would prefer a better player than him to be in our midfield. I don't think, I've said it for a while, I think Thiago, Fabinho, Henderson, I think possibly that's got a massive role to play in why he will be going, because I think he knows there's no place in that starting 11 anymore.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's, in a nutshell, that might be influencing his decision. But wish him well. If he does go, wish him well. I'll have memories that some of the best players you've ever seen haven't even given us, that Barcelona game, and some performances he played where it's been massive. He's influenced titles, trophies, and boss nights. So wish him well, and I just hope we bring in another midfielder to replace the body, as opposed to being fucking left low in the middle.
I'm sure we will. There's been lots of rumours. Like you say, he's given us some fucking unbelievable memories. Bar's game being the standout in that. But yeah, he's one of them. He's been a workhorse for us for the past 5-6 years. He's been an integral part to Klopp's success, which is one thing no one can deny. And like you say, when he plays well, lad, he's brilliant. He really is. And sometimes, yeah, it does look like he's a passenger in a lot of games, but it's one of them. That's just his style of play, I suppose. And yeah, I think we'll all miss him. I think people won't realise what we're missing until he's gone, kind of thing. I know it's a bit cliche like, but I think that is what it's going to be. So yeah, wish him well if he does go. There's still not an official, which is the annoying thing for me. I just, like you said months ago, I'd rather just fucking someone come out and go, he's staying or he's going, so we could have just been done with it. And I think that's what's annoyed me about it all, is there's still not an official about it. But if he goes, yeah, all the best to him. Hope he has a fucking great career. Hope he goes on and wins fucking shit tons wherever he goes, as long as it's not at our expense.
I think it'd be shit for him, like, if he doesn't get a good buy from the crowd because his agent's being coy and he's being coy. So I'd rather him, before the game, say, listen, I am going. So this is my last kick of a ball for Liverpool. And that's the way it should be. You should be able to, like, a bit of a testimonial, nice one for everything. Ta-ra, lad, see you later. But the biggest upset is the kit man. He's going, isn't he? After years. Was reading before,
45 years or something like that.
He was the coach driver at one point.
Yeah.
That's
on a part-time basis, wasn't it? And then he started permanent. And yeah, I seen the thing on Twitter for him. Klopp's been talking about him as well.
Yeah.
Which is nice. You won't get many managers that that I can remember anyway. You don't get many managers talking about the kit men and the fucking, and Klopp does. He always has. He's always talked about the people behind the scenes, the kit men, the fucking tea ladies, the fucking, just the receptionist, anyone who's got a little tiny miniature part to play in Liverpool, lad. He's acknowledged a lot of them at some point.
But even like, and that's why I compare him to Shankly, because that's what I was brought up with when my dad tells me about, like, he made everyone feel, and there was a presence about him when you met him and that. And I went on the tour when we won the league, and even the tour staff were like, we're part of it. We're made to believe. I think they all received something from the club to say, when they won the league, to say, like, you've won the league, you're a champion, you're part of it. And they were beaming smiles, and they couldn't wait to show you around and that. And you're thinking, you know what, that's amazing, that, because they are made to believe they are part of the club. And like, even if you're not playing on the pitch, they still are led to believe that they've played a part in winning the league and the Champions League and that. So it's nice. And Klopp's brought that back. And I think everyone who's connected to the club should be credited for what you do, because without individuals there, nothing runs as smoothly. Yeah,
exactly. So final thing then, what number do you reckon Mbappe's going to get for us?
7.
Well, Milner going as well now, is he?
I'll tell you what, mate. give Milner a fucking place in the team forever because I just think he's exceptional. And again, he's getting, what is he, 35?
That's what he tells people.
But it's hard. It's like, remember Canu for Arsenal? He was 21 for 40 years. Fucking hell. No, but with Milner, he potentially knows next season's his last season. He might want to play as much as he possibly can, and he's not going in for Liverpool. So, I think I can't see how you could turn him that if Leeds come in for him. But then again, he wouldn't play for Leeds every week, would he? They're a good side. And whether you step down to a lower team because you're going to play a lot more, or you just accept that you're going to play a bit in a boss team. And I'd love Milner to stay, but if Mbappe wants number 7, then Milner can fucking jib himself and wear another number at least.
No, to be honest, I think with Milner, I think if it's not going to be back to Leeds, I think he'll see out his career with us, to be totally honest.
And I'd like to see it.
You know, in about 25 years, obviously.
When he's 21.
Yeah. No, to be honest, he's the type of player you can see Klopp bringing him into the back room as soon as he retires. He's just got that. He's a proper presence, and it's a bit like, I hate using City as an example, but it's a bit like the way Pep Guardiola was talking about Scott Carson, giving him his debut. He'd never played for them, but he's saying he's part of the team. He is, and it's a bigger thing with Milner. He's a massive influence on the squad. He's the most senior player we've got, but he's the most experienced player, most senior player. He's the most fucking decorated player we've got at the minute. So I can genuinely see Klopp bringing him into the fold as soon as he retires. A bit like United did with like Michael Carragher. You need someone like that in there.
And it'd be brilliant. And I feel like Klopp's just, if he does stuff like that, it'd be great to sort of like the boot room again. You get a Milner in, and then when Henderson goes, Henderson comes in, and in the fold, as they're getting older and older, you've got the likes of your Milners and your Hendersons, and you know, I'd have loved it to have been like Carragher and Gerrard and that, but it doesn't matter where they come from. You know,
no, it doesn't.
But it'd be great to have like the likes of a Joe Fagan and a Ronnie Moran and a Roy Evans situation going on, where as lads are getting older and stopping playing, they come into the fold, and I'd love to see it. One of the fucking one things I hate Tunis for is for pulling the boot rooms out, because I think it's an integral part of this club, and I just think if you can get something like that going again, and that's the sort of person Klopp is. Klopp has taken us back to the 70s, the 60s and 70s and 80s, but moved us on so much more in the process. It's fucking mind-blowing what he's done for this club. Yeah,
it is. Long may continue. So
Mbappe then, do you think it's happening?
I mean, we've got a strong rumour at the minute, the strongest one we've had, that, you know, he said he can see himself playing for Liverpool, playing for Klopp, if we get Champions League. Now,
has he said that, or is that the rumour?
That's what I believe. That's what he's rumoured to have said.
The one who's released it, they had a process, didn't they? Of like red, amber, and green.
Yeah.
If it was true, how much, and they've posted that as green.
Yeah, so high, very. I think it was like a reliability source.
Yeah, high reliability. So at the end of the day, I don't know where we're getting the money from. Discussed it before. If you can go and buy 3 or 4 players for the price of Mbappe, go and do that instead. And build, 4 decent players and build the squad up and pack it out with better players. But I think the owners fucking always something for all the shit that's gone on. So put your hand in your own pocket and go and buy the best players, and that's how you compete. Jurgen Klopp can't go another season, another transfer window, balancing the books and fucking making sure we don't go in the red and all that shit. If Man City can get away with breaking financial fair play, then surely when you've won the European Cup and the fucking Premier League, the World Club Cup, you've got fucking money in the bank that you're allowed to spend through FIFA fair play. We must have Joe there to just fucking lash everywhere. So I just hope he goes in like they're in a strip club and he's just giving it that one fucking come and sign for us, because that's what we need to do. But it's money we've earned. It's not money we've blagged. It's money that we have fucking earned as a football club. So go and do it. Don't spend the money you've earned and stop lying in the pockets, because sick of us fucking being like net spend kings. Spent 8 mil. Look at our team for 8 mil. Don't spend more money.
Yeah, be nice. Now, like you say, the reliability thing, still don't know whether to believe it, like, but it seems it's a good indication.
It's fucking green, so it's happening.
Sorry, yeah, my mistake. It's green, it's happening. Mbappe, 2021. We thought it was going to be 2020, but now, if it happens, it happens. If we go out and spend 120 mil or however much he's going to be on 3 or 4 players, like you say, so be it. We're going to have to bring in more than one player regardless. So even if we go out and spend 90 million, 100 million, however much it's going to be on Mbappe, and then go and get another 3 or 4 players, who knows? We don't know what this is going to be. From what I've read and what I've seen, it's going to be a busy summer for us for once. So whether that means
there's going to be loads of outgoings. So off the top of my head now, I'll probably go potentially Matip, Milner, Keita, Shaqiri, Origi, few of the younger lads. Edwards will get at least 500 million for them. Only he's Edwards.
Just Milner on his own.
Yeah, but that, I think you are talking little 10, 15, 20 mils here and there might make about 100 million. And there's 100 million to go and spend, plus what your reward money that you haven't spent yet. So it's, but you can't just get, this is what I hate with Liverpool, is we let people slip through the net and get gone, and we get rid of them, and no one comes back. Attacking wise, get Wilson and get Elliott back in the squad. Definitely Elliott, 100%. Get him back in the squad.
I think it's too late for Wilson myself.
I think Wilson, I think he's too old, isn't he? But you know, he's doing all right, and he said himself that he wants to come back, and if there's a chance, then he'll take it. So
if Ben Woodburn can get back on the bench, anything can happen, lad.
Who?
Ben Woodburn, if he can make it back onto the bench this season, anything can happen.
I thought he was well gone.
I forgot he existed. He can't fucking get a game at Oxford in League One, but he's on the bench for Liverpool. That's how mad this season's been.
Yeah. I liked him. Him. He was a proper little striker, but again, you don't realise that level when you go up from like the under-23s and that to the first team. It's just mind blowing. And you've got players who we look at and we go, I'm fucking better than him. I'm better than him. He's a lucky bastard playing. But then you hear stories of him, and people are saying, like, when he was in school, he was the fucking outrageously good. And you're thinking, how was he? He's fucking shit at footy. But so the levels are just different. Woodburn's still young, but I like his more than anything. I just love his movements. I love watching him just get into them little gaps like Jota does and like Fowler used to, just ride in to the little gap where the ball's going to be. But it's a big summer. It's massive. If we sell 5 players, we need to bring in 8. We need to bring in more than we lose for once, and we need to spend some dough. But as I said before, our squad, when there's no injuries, and the first 11's immaculate, fucking brilliant. Yeah. The squad is all right when there's no injuries. When you are potentially looking at a Naby Keita and an Oxlade, Curtis Jones, Jota, or Firmino.
Shaqiri, if you're still in the league.
Elliott.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not nowhere near as bad as you think, but you throw a little fucking Sancho or an Mbappe in there as well. It's game changing for us.
It is. It's fucking. It's just, yeah. Let's hope it happens. I want us to get a marquee signing. It feels like we haven't had one for a while. The last one was probably Alisson.
You want a marquee? Fenway Sports will get you a gazebo.
Don't say that, like, because they will.
Taribo gazebo.
Good play him. Watch them on YouTube. No, you know, we've discussed a lot today. We've had to, because we haven't done one in a little while. Just want to point out, this wasn't planned, by the way. None of it. It was a genuine coincidence. But we were both kind of a bit buzzing when we both seen each other with the fucking hat on.
Like that Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. Where can you get these, Jay?
Scousepower19.com.
There you go.
That's all I'm saying. You can get your hats and your hoodies and your t-shirts from us.
You can.
So, Alisson Wonderland.
Immortalised forever.
Get on that. Immortalised forever. I love Thiago's grid on that, you know, his little face, lad. It's like a little golem, doesn't he?
Oh, he's so happy, it's boss.
That t-shirt as well. Some lad messaged me. on Twitter and said, "Can I use that design for a flag?" So there's our designs on a flag on the Cop on Sunday as well. Alisson's our goalie, the best there is around. So look out for that. Just a banner. But yeah, you don't realise how little things like that. You're watching a game, your goalie scores, and your head starts going, make a t-shirt. So you get the photo, you've got to fucking get into the background, edit it all so it looks different and that. It's mad, but enjoy doing that one. Fucking boss when you bring little key stages of the season like that to life. So hopefully that's another thing, like all the talk about Alisson's goal and how influential and how massive it was. We've got to fucking win to make that mean something, because without it winning against Palace, that goal means absolutely fucking nothing. Just a goal.
That's it. So like I say, a lot covered here. It's been fun. It's been good getting back to it. I've enjoyed this a lot today, actually. It's been fucking laugh.
Tell your face.
No, I have one emotion on my face, unfortunately. I get told off in work for that as well, to be honest with you. So
you've got the male version of bitch face, haven't you?
No, it's Quinn face. It's one of a kind. I have. It's been a laugh today, but it's been good fucking getting everything out that we've been talking about just in messages for the past 2 weeks. We've fucking messaged each other and sent voice notes and everything over talking about Liverpool, and fucking not done this. We've fucking let ourselves down, and now it's been boss getting back to it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be back, and we need to be more consistent with it. Just say, anyone listening, you'll know how raw and how passionate we are, and it's not scripted. It's fucking just genuine. We talk how we feel at the time. Sometimes we go a bit too far, give them shit. Sometimes we get overhyped and say we're going to win everything in the world, and it's just the way it is at the moment. It's like being in the pub, and we enjoy it, but we're going to sign better if next year for you. There'll obviously be a podcast at the end of the season and the odds one in the summer, but we're going to try and everything to be as good as the others that are out there, and potentially better at some point, because we believe in what we're doing. We believe it's enjoyable content as well. I listen back to it, and I think it's sound. I listen to it myself, and I don't do podcasts. I don't do stuff that aren't Scouse, really. Like when I listen to a podcast and it's nothing Scouse, I just lose interest straight away, which is bad. But the likes of Andy Grant and John Mays and that, like I listen to them, and I love stuff like that, and all the other Liverpool ones that are out there. But just share us and give us a fucking chance.
That's all we ask. We can't do it without you. The support we've had so far in the last 12 months or so has been phenomenal. And again, it's being boss, watching it grow as much as it has. And like Jay said, we want to expand on that further. We want to take it a lot further and just see where we go. But yeah, we'll do an end of season one. We'll probably drop 1 or 2 if we can pre-season. Probably, I imagine that'll come after big signings and stuff like that. And then next season we're going to be bigger and better.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to work hard through the summer, aren't we, to make sure we're all set up for the new season and that. But we do need feedback as well, because literally, we're not a perfect fucking system, and we know that. But all the feedback we're getting is positive, so we can't change much. Yeah. We're not getting any constructive criticism. We're saying like, you're doing this or you're doing this. Literally, if you fucking hate me, ridicule me, and I'll take it on the chin. Same with him. Anything you think we should be doing better, we'll do it. But it's hard to better yourself when you're literally just being yourself and having a conversation. We're not acting or fucking putting on a performance. We're literally just sat here talking to each other as mates and letting people listen to it. And if there's anything different you think we should be doing, let us know, because we want to grow this and we want to get guests on. And it's not a financial gain or anything like that. It's literally, we want to speak to ex-Liverpool players and well-known Scousers and people in the community. We just want to be part of something that we'll enjoy. That's the buzz for us, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We've said it since the start. We don't want to we're not, like you say, it's not to do with money or anything like that. We just believe we've got enjoyable content, like you say, and we want to share it with the world. And we need your help to reach the rest of the world. So again, thank you very much to everyone who has supported us so far. I hope it continues. And as I say, we'll be back after Sunday once we've made the top 4.
Hopefully, lad. It's mad though, isn't it? Like when you're thinking about like we're two lads sat in our houses now because of COVID, and there's people going to be listening to us from all over the world, and it is amazing. And it's the same with the t-shirts. Like when I'm filling an envelope out to fucking Australia or South Africa or somewhere, and you just sit there buzzing, thinking, "How's this happening?" And it is proper enjoyable, and that's what we enjoy about it. Like in the sense of this, we want to see different countries popping up in different areas, even different areas of the city. It gives you a buzz. Like I've just filled out envelopes there for 14 t-shirts, and every single one of them's Liverpool. And I'm like, yes, lad, that's sound that. But then when you're doing the foreign ones, you're thinking, this is amazing. It's a proper buzz. And that's all we want to do with the t-shirts is see people wearing them. Not interested in earning loads of dough and that. We just want to see people wearing our stuff that we've made. And the same with this. We just want to know people are listening and enjoy it. And if you don't, let us know why.
Yeah. I completely agree with what you're saying about how boss that feeling is. Like I look at like the analytics for the episodes and stuff like that, and just the podcast in general. And 2 of our top 3 most listened in cities are 2 little fucking German cities that I've never heard of before this.
It's great, lad.
Like it's like
mad.
Montabaur or something like that, and then it's Liverpool, and then it's like this other German city which I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But it's mad to think that. It's mad to think that there's people sat there in their houses who've got a notification on ready for our next episode.
Yeah, and that's what is the buzz. It's like when you see them figures going up that people are listening here and there. It is proper. It's why we do it. Otherwise, it's pointless. It's literally there's nothing else in it other than like potentially once figures growing that we'll be able to get some boss guests. We've had Rudder, we've had Johnny Owen, haven't we? Peter Hooton,
Jamie Webster. Jack Hunter Spivey,
yeah, and do you know what? The likes of the one with Jack and the likes of the one with Peter Hooton, go and have a listen to them. I've listened to the one with Jamie Webster and Rudder. They're absolutely, they make us laugh. There's situations in them. The one with Rudder, we're absolutely crying, laughing. Like
I still haven't laughed that much that I can remember ever.
But there's so many the different podcasts. Like the one with Rudder is just a fucking 90-minute piss take. You know what I mean? I get called a ginger knobhead by an ex-Liverpool player. It's fucking great. The one with Jack, that's inspirational. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's
massively.
Talking about the issues he's had and the potential Olympics going there. Jamie Webster talking about his up. Well, we didn't with Jamie Webster. We talked about the Arsenal game and wanted to touch on his music, but we were all too excited about the Arsenal game, really.
Yeah, definitely.
The Peter Hooton one, he's just an encyclopedia and knowledge of everything Liverpool and football. And then the one with Johnny, he was fucking fantastic. And his passion for the likes of Shankly and Jock Stein and that, and Busby was unbelievable. So go and give them all a little listening. It'll boost our numbers, but you'll get a feel for what we're really about. If you haven't listened to the others, go and listen to the highlighted ones because they are good.
Yeah, and they are all on YouTube as well, so easy access to them all. It's like I say, we want to do as much as we can. We want to bring the best people on. We want to, and more importantly, we just want to talk about Liverpool. We want to hear your thoughts about what we're doing, what we're saying. If we can get people involved, send us questions, send us something you want us to talk about. We'll give you a little shout out on it or anything. You know what I mean? Just get involved with us, help us grow, and help us become one of the best, because like Jay said, there's already a lot out there who are doing great stuff, and that's all we want to be. We just want to be part of that. We just want to slice of the action kind of thing. So
it's not even like it's a competition. Like it's mad. Like what I've come to realize is everyone's in it to help each other, and everyone wants to see other little ones succeed, and it's great. But we just need a little bit more of a push. People to just tell us what they expect from us and what they want. And as he's just said, then literally give us a message us and say, you didn't talk about this, or I don't agree with this, or I do agree with this, and we'll give you a shout out and we'll get people involved. And that'll be something going forward. We want to do a lot more of, innit?
Yeah, definitely. But again, thanks everyone for listening. I think we've got to end this at some point, so I'm going to choose now, I suppose. I think we've covered everything for today. As I say, we'll be back in a few days, hopefully, after the game against Palace, and hopefully Roy Hodgson doesn't make us all want to kill ourselves.
Right. For the last time this season, what's your prediction?
I'm not even. No, I'm not. Every time we've done a prediction, lad, it fucking went tits up. But if I had to do one, no, I can't bring myself to do it. To be honest, 2-0.
I'm going for 4-1.
Yeah.
I think I picked 4-1 for the last 8 times we've done one. We didn't win a game. 4-1. Salah at Utrecht. You heard it here first.
Fair enough.
Edit that out quick. No, I do. I'm confident.
Me mate Kev won't be happy that we've done predictions.
No. That's why Part wanted to do it. He wanted to unsettle him. But no, I think they're gonna be hungry. They're gonna be drummed into them what this means, and I just think there's no room for error. It's a cup final. Sunday's a cup final, and we've got to win it.
It's now or
it's
never.
our season. It's our transfer window. It's next season. It's everything. This game's everything, and it's potentially mad. It's possibly bigger than some cup finals. We've got to get in that Champions League place. Don't put us in Europa, please. Fuck that. Just win. Just win. See you later. Up the Reds.